All right, hey, let's get rocking and rolling. Is everyone back in his seats? If you're drinking water, come on back. How y'all feel right now? Hey, this is going to be quick. It's going to be rapid fire, okay? One of the things that we made a strategic decision on is because we have so many great talks is how do we all fit it in? Okay, these are going to be like TED Talks, this next one. You know what TED Talk is? It's going to be like 20 minutes, no BS, go right down and get to the beef. You got a couple Q&A? Q&A it. Otherwise, at lunch, tonight, tomorrow, you know, whatever, ask questions to the presenters. So it's going to be rapid fire. It's going to be quick. After this talk, we'll be out at the pool having lunch. Okay, we'll have like an hour lunch break, something like that. Before we get rolling, can I have all the presenters that have arrived, can you please come up on stage real quick? Okay, Greg, come on up. All you guys coming up. We have our presenters. Most of them are in the house already. Come up on stage real quick. Come on up. Round of applause. Round of applause. Very good. Good, 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 good. They didn't know I was doing this, but hey, so you have a chance to realize this. Some of them are industry vets. They present all over the place. Some of them, one of their goals and intentions over the last year in working with them is they wanted to become a presenter in the industry. So I'll just go down the line real quick so you have a chance to see them, meet them, connect with them. Excuse me, Kelly and Frank, can you please come on up here? Okay, at least you guys come on up. Okay, you guys are presenting Sunday. So, hey, right down the line, real quick, we're going to go. We got my man, Greg Justice, okay, over here. Greg, how many books have you published? 7 books. 7 books, okay? So, he's doing great things in the industry. He's over in Kansas. Right next to him, Travis Barnes from New York, Journey Fitness. Travis Barnes, he's talking systems. Coming up here next, Travis Barnes. And she fought fog and delays all the way from Alpena, Michigan yesterday. Trina Gray. She's like, TD, I don't know if I can make it. I'm fogged in. If you've ever been to Alpena, Michigan, go. Go to Alpena. Okay, it's really cool. She's like, oh, it's like this small town. It is small, but it is cool. And Trina should be running for mayor of Alpena because everyone knows Trina. And she's a superstar, truly has come a long way. I've been working with Trina for many, many years now, and it's awesome to see the great things she's doing, not only, by the way, in the fitness industry, but like doing motivational talks, keynotes, all of the Beachbody stuff she's doing. And this is really cool. If you're involved with Beachbody or know it, she was out of, how many coaches? Like 30,000-ish? I don't want to, like 200,000, I choke on that. She was the entrepreneur of the year, 200,000 coaches, Trina Gray, on that. When you start getting over 10,000, like 10 is my number, that's a lot of people. So, next, Johnny Herringer. Okay, I'll go back to Vito LaFada. Okay, those sidekicks over there, leading Team Rockstar Fit on that. Vito, I've been working with Vito for many years as well. And one thing with Vito LaFada, I still remember I was young and teaching fitness conferences. I just started my mastermind group. I was in Las Vegas. It was Vegas, right? On that, and I talked about this new mastermind I was starting. And I could see this guy over in the back. He was like salivating. As soon as I was done, he already had handwritten his application out and said, I want in on this. I've read Think and Grow Rich. I get it. I understand it. I remember talking to him on the phone. I didn't know who he was at the time. He's from New York, now living on the West Coast. And he got the mastermind concept then. And to see what Vito has done and created with both his brick and mortar and as well as his business coaching and online programs and his evolution, he'll talk about that a bit, his evolution. When you guys get tomorrow the website hot seat and of course all the online stuff that Vito's going to teach, you're going to be blown away. So Vito, thank you for being here as well. Next to Vito, hey, Johnny Herringer. Johnny is up in Northern California, okay, Santa Clara, fast action training. And I went up there a few months ago, and I saw what he was doing with his team, and it was awesome. He's got a large group training room, and then he has a studio right next to that. And they are churning and burning some serious people through there, making a huge impact in people's lives. He's a great leader, great leader. When I had a chance to present at Perform Better San Francisco last year, John brought his entire team. And it was really cool to see how his team responded to him and to go off, kick John out of the way and to talk to his team about him, the real deal. The real deal when he talks about leadership, he's going to talk about the $1 million month or the close to it. I like $1 million month. Next year will be the $1 million month. Now it's what the $100,000 a month. Okay, I like the $1 million a month though, John. So next year, if you all return, it'll be the $1 million a month. How to have your $12 million year. I like that. We just created another brand. Ashley Selman, okay? She's just about 30 minutes away from John, and Ashley's got a great story. She'll share it in her program on this, but Ashley's a former athlete. One of the cool things that I really give Ashley kudos to is she recently had a hip surgery, okay? Like a replacement. And that's part of her journey. And what she's doing now and really her evolution on this, she had this awesome facility in Mountain View. It was cool. It was like you walked in and you just felt great. It was one of the best retreats we ever had. And then she recently purchased a building, bought a building, expanded it, grew it, and it is incredible. Her team is up to how many now, Ash? 40 people, independent contractor model, doing amazing things. And Ashley, since day one, since I've been working with her, has always stressed time freedom. Time freedom. About the quality of her life. Right, guys? She's always talking about, like, it's really important to me to have time freedom. Like, she has this massive facility, and it's 40 people. It's doing great. But most important to her is time freedom. And talk to her about that when she's going to present on the mistakes she made and the lessons she learned in creating this facility. It's unbelievable. So great to have you, Ashley. Next to her, Brent Gallagher from H-Town. Who's from H-Town in the house? We got Houston in the house. I knew we had a couple Houstonians. I was bragging about Brent earlier on when he took his team to the islands, the Ritz-Carlton on that stuff. But Brent's doing some really cool things, not only fitness-wise, but also has brought nutrition. And you're going to talk a little bit about that, right? You can weave it in there because he's doing some innovative things at Westview Fitness down there in Westview, part of Houston, Texas. And he's got 2 young girls doing fantastic things in the fitness industry. And one thing that Brent has led is the 30-minute model. Like, when he started that a couple years ago, I was like, that's an interesting thing. Now we have 30-minute programs as part of our overall program, and they work really well. He's got like 300 people a day going through these 30-minute programs, small group training, right? Like literally. I don't know if it's, okay, give or take a few, but like, okay, 10 million people a day, okay? Let me tell you this. The other thing I'll brag about, because I don't know exactly, I've heard, by the way, who's presented like almost at every mentorship, okay? Trita, Vito, since you guys start, and Brent almost. One thing that Brent probably won't share is like, he's a huge Dave Ramsey fan. And Dave Ramsey believes in not going into debt to do any things. Brent has like made really key strategic decisions in his life that have actually called for selling a car and riding his bike every day to work for many years, rain or shine, and it rains hard in Houston. 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, he'd be like walking, jogging, running, and like really, when you talk about commitment and sacrifice, it's really cool to see how they operate their business and what they do. So Brent, congratulations and thank you for being here on that. And then right next to Frank, we got Frank Pooker. Many of you met Frank and Kelly at the pre-cons on Thursday on that. 2 of our mastermind coaches at the platinum level, Frank, Kelly, and Larry, will be speaking on Sunday about a little bit more about the human side of life. And Frank, obviously I shared the other day, just overcame throat cancer, and one of the finest fitness professionals you'll ever work with. Incredible. He's a Jersey guy. Jersey guys call it straight up. One of the reasons why I love him as a coach is because he'll call a spade, and if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, he'll call you on it, and he'll challenge you about what you should be doing. Why aren't you doing that? Not a little butter, sugarcoating things. Frank will tell you what you need to do, what you don't want to do. So connect with Frank. His wife, Francesca, is here as well. I don't know if she's in the house right now. Maybe she's out shopping, spending some money. Good for her. But great to have them out here as well. Frank, thank you for being here. And then the third trio of the platinum level coaches, Kelly Corsanti, Studio 8 Fitness in upstate New York. Kelly's also a mom. Trina's a mom. How many other moms are in the group? Raise your hand. Okay. Right? So balancing out business entrepreneurialism, life, motherhood, not an easy role. And Kelly, another incredible human being, an unbelievable writer, an unbelievable speaker, an unbelievable human being. And you're going to hear these stories in the next couple days. So I want to just take this minute to thank you for all the speakers here at the mentorship program. Some of them you may have heard of before, some of them maybe you haven't yet. But all of these people work on mastering their craft and mastering life. And they're doing a darn good job at that. And I thank you for what you guys do in the industry every day. Thank you guys very much.
Hey, it's nice to see you guys in person.
Y'all, hey, I already see hands going up. You guys want questions and all that. At lunchtime and later on, I wanted to introduce you so you see their faces. And if you got to connect with them anytime, free time, including tonight, including tomorrow. They're presenting after each of the TED Talks, or some of them will have a little bit longer talks. You'll have a chance as well. So, Travis, don't go too far. Where's he at? Very good, very good. Hey, without further ado, next talk, we're going to be talking systems. I want you to put your booties back, sit up nice and tall. No sleeping allowed. I said earlier, systems aren't always sexy, but they're critical for the success of your business. This is going to be a 20-minute talk about systemizing your business from Travis Barnes. Travis and his wife, Cindy, are in business together. Do we have any husband-wife combo couples?
There we go.
That presents its own challenges sometimes, right? Can I get an amen? Sometimes it's not always easy because you're going to say something to your spouse that you wouldn't say to an employee or another consultant. So if you're in that boat, Travis and Cindy, incredible. And that's all I can say. When you think about Journey Fitness, there's a reason why Journey Fitness is called that. But really, really happy to have Mr. Travis Barnes talking about systemizing your business. Travis, you're on the show, baby.
Awesome.
Take it on up.
All right. Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Fitness Quest team. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, guys. We just came back from a break. I want to ask you to take a second, close your eyes for me. Close your eyes. It's time for a little soul searching, and I want you to wake up to an epiphany, okay? So you're closing your eyes, and you're thinking, man, this is an awesome experience. Awesome people, awesome workouts, awesome information. Still, I'm stressed. I don't know if my business is running the same without me there. I don't know if the people I left in charge are doing what I would want them to do. I don't know what kind of mess I'm going to walk into when I get back. Okay, guys, open your eyes. It's all about systems. If you're having those thoughts, the answer is right there on the board. Systems, simply put, are the difference between failure and success. The truth is, you have a system to everything you do. Everything you do is a system. The unfortunate part about it is the rest of your team may not know it. The rest of your team may not know your systems well enough for things to go the way they should while you're gone. If they did know them, they would be in a thing called an operations manual. So I'm going to challenge you guys right now. A lot of the things that we do, we don't realize that they're systems. So I'm going to play you a little video of Journey Fitness. I'm going to be passing around a clipboard. We can start passing it around after the video's done. And on that video, I want you to tell me, with your name, with your email address, and that number next to it, how many systems you saw represented in there, okay? And I'm going to make it easy for you. If you don't have an operations manual now, if you get it right, I'm going to send you my operations manual. You can use it as a template. But let's first watch this video.
I had memberships in all kinds of clubs and never achieved the results that I had here. At the other clubs, it was just about paying a membership, and it wasn't even about showing off your diet or anything. But here, they focus not only on your workouts, but on your diet, which is 80% of losing weight. And I have lost weight. I've lost weight through the holidays, which is really unusual. And I keep losing weight, and I am enjoying every minute of doing this.
It is the only program that I have ever been involved with that I have lost weight, kept it off, and still have the desire to come to the workout every single week, 3 times a week. And all of a sudden you get this camaraderie that develops just by people, because their faces are familiar. And people are just talking to each other. You look great, what are you doing? And you share your ideas. And if you're having trouble with maybe some of the nutritional piece, there's lots of people, not only the trainers, but all the other people that are here saying, oh wait, I got this great recipe. So it's really positive and it's lots of fun.
My name is Alex Rupik. I'm an internist here locally, and one of the great things about Journey Fitness is what they can do for me in my practice. The hardest thing to get my patients to do is exercise and be accountable for it. This place has made it very easy for me. I refer here, they go for it, and they do it. Had some patients lose over 70 pounds and they're still doing great.
My name is Brittany. I've been a member of Journey Fitness since November 2013. Before I joined, I struggled with commitment and motivation in any gym. After I joined, I not only became a part of the family, but the trainers gave me the motivation that I needed to succeed.
I've been to several gyms in the area, was looking for something different. Always been in pretty good shape, but just I wasn't having fun, bored going to the gym, and I just needed something. And I had heard this was different and fun, and so I walked in the door. My first workout was the pumpkin workout. Everything we did, we had a pumpkin, and so you could choose the size of the pumpkin you wanted to work out with. So it just added some fun to it. It was in October when I joined, so it just brought the fun.
A ton of systems in there, guys. A ton of systems. So go ahead and start passing around that sheet. There's a ton of systems in there. Even the cold towels that were being handed out at the end, that's a system. I know it's happening while I'm here. They come right out of the freezer. That's a system. I know that's happening while I'm here. So we all know that we're starting out against the odds, right? It's a small business venture. We're starting out against the odds. According to the SBA, 400,000 small businesses fail per year. According to a recent study by Results Fitness, 16 out of 17 gyms fail per year. So the question that you got to ask yourself is, how are you going to beat the odds? So this is what I'd like you guys to do real quick. I'd like you to take 15 seconds. 15 seconds, that's all we need. Just 15 seconds. Get your pens in your hand. I want you to take 15 seconds and tell me what product it is that your business sells. Ready, set, go. 5 seconds in, 10 seconds left. What does your business sell? 3, 2, 1, and done. All right. Now, before we answer that, okay, you got your answers on your paper. What product is it that McDonald's sells? Somebody answer. Hamburgers. Hamburgers. Thanks for being the first one to answer, Duncan. Here's a shirt. All right. Anybody else? Have it your way. Have it your way. That's an answer. There you go. Smiles. Smiles. That's an answer. Oh, Smiles. There you go. All right. So, 3 answers. Thank you guys for answering. Now, anybody else, as far as what does your business sell? What does your business sell? Fitness. Okay. Passion. Customer service. Experience. Motivation. These are all good answers. These are all good answers. And I'm going to show you how our business and McDonald's are connected right now. You know, the popular answer for what McDonald's sells was hamburgers, right? Who in here can make a better burger than McDonald's? I can't. I don't even do the cooking in my house. I can make a better burger than McDonald's. Okay, so why is it then that McDonald's is selling burgers in 5,000 places and doing it when we can make it better? I'll tell you what my business sells. At Journey Fitness, we sell rapid weight loss through group personal training and nutritional counseling, where every trainer knows your name, any limitations that you have, and the goal that you're working on at all times. What McDonald's sells is their business. They sell All beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun in 90 seconds or less, right? So you don't come there for the best burger. You come there for a burger in 90 seconds or less. And that's a system. So they buy the business. Richard Branson. We all know Richard Branson, right? Raise your hand if you know Richard Branson. Okay. Founder of Virgin. Great entrepreneur. He says, the best time to get into a new business is when it's being poorly run by other people. Excluding the people in this room, can we all admit that fitness has been largely run poorly for a number of years, right? People have been coming in for a number of years, and we've been selling memberships on the pay and go away plan, right? I mean, that's what big box gyms do. I want results, I want motivation, I want accountability. Okay, great, here's a membership. Don't know your name, don't know anything about you. I know you won't be coming in 2 weeks. Thanks for signing up, right? So that opened the door. That opened the door for all you guys to be sitting here today, because now you can charge more, but you have an opportunity. Because this business has been so poorly run by other people, you have an opportunity to step in there and say, I'm going to give you the results, I'm going to give you the accountability, I'm going to give you the motivation, and I'm going to tell you what it's worth. I'm going to tell you what it costs. So the thing to remember here is that to be successful in business, it's no longer enough to be a great trainer. To be successful in business, you have to become a great entrepreneur. This is one that you might want to write down with your soul searching. If all I want to be is a great trainer, then you should probably work for someone else. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. If I didn't want to own my own business, I'd be applying at the next Todd Durkin internship, you know? I mean, because there's value in just being a trainer for somebody, but that might be part of the problem, right? We just want to be the great trainer, but we don't want to create any systems, and then what happens? We're here worried about whether our business is still being run the way that we would like it to be run. So let's think about mature companies, like, you know, people that have built empires. Disney, FedEx, McDonald's, places like that. What do they have in common? Go ahead, raise your hand, go ahead. Anybody, what do they got in common? Systems, systems, there it is, there it is. One answer. Now, nobody goes into McDonald's and says, hey, is Ray Kroc here? Oh, Ray's not here? Okay, I'm out of here, right? But does that happen in your place? Does it happen in your place, Diane? Does it happen if Diane's not there? That they don't want to train with anybody but Diane? The answer is probably an operations manual, and people coming aboard, learning your system so well that they're a monkey too, right? Slash monkeys, right? How do I become a monkey? Well, first the monkeys took time to write it down. Then they taught somebody else how to be a monkey. All right, so here's the questions that we got to ask ourselves. How can I get my business to run without my constant interference? How can I get my business to work without me? How can I systematize my business in such a way that, like McDonald's, the 5,000th location runs just the same as the first? And here's one for you. Here's a real challenge for you. Think about this one. How can I create my business so I can spend time doing the work I love to do instead of the work I have to do? Are there any sessions right now that you'd like to give up and give to someone else? You know? Or would you like to be able to be sick or take a vacation without worrying about your business falling apart? That's all about systems. So, let's talk about systems a little bit more. We're all understanding that franchises, operations manuals, that's where it's at. Let's look at the difference in success. 75% success rate in franchises, 80% failure rate in independent businesses. That's major. So what's the secret? The secret's the prototype. The secret is that the people come in and run the systems, and the systems run the business. Here's one for you, and it's an acronym. All right, you're going to want to remember this after today. SYSTEM stands for Save Yourself Time, Energy, and Money. Bottom line is this. Some of you may be thinking, well, I don't want to have 5,000 McDonald's locations. Chris, do you want to have 5,000 locations? Okay. You might not want to have 5,000 locations, but the first one better be such a great prototype, better have so many systems built in that there could be 5,000 just like it if you want to have success in just one. So what are some of the questions that a place like McDonald's, a guy like Ray Kroc, had to ask himself when he said, Well, now I got to start writing down every detail because I do want to have 5,000 locations and I do want to be successful. Ray Kroc knew that it was all in the details. He knew no French fry could be left in the bin for longer than 7 minutes or they become soggy. He knew that no burger could be left on the warming tray for longer than 15 minutes in order for it to maintain its proper moisture. He knew the frozen meat patties all had to be the same size and weight. Pickles were placed by hand in the same spot to keep them from sliding off onto the customer's lap. Food served in 90 seconds or less, because we've all agreed, right? That's what we came to buy. It wasn't the best burger. And cleanliness. Todd talked about this earlier. Cleanliness enforced to the most seemingly trivial detail. Okay, none of us are ready to start a burger stand, so what are our questions? Here they are. Here they are. Start thinking about them. Start thinking about them. What is your mission? What is your why? Simon Sinek, what is your why? What do you stand for? What are your core values? Who is your customer? How big is your facility? What equipment do you have? How will that equipment be used? How will people be hired? Todd talked a lot about hiring systems. You guys would be smart to adopt maybe his hiring systems. What system do you have for your marketing or systems? How will your phone be answered? Do you have a phone script? What does your place smell like? What does your team dress like? What color are your walls? How will you have your place stay clean? And here's one for you. What scripted response do you have for the customer that calls up and only wants the price? Anybody ever have those phone calls? Yeah. Just tell me how much it is. How much is it? How much is it? How much is it at your place for if I call up and I want some personal training 2 times a week?
We have a few different options. Why don't you come in and see the place and meet myself and the team and discuss.
Okay, he's got a few different options, but all I want is a price. Let's say I push, and you finally have to give me a price. What do you say? Right, okay, so maybe we don't have the best answer, but there is an answer. There is an answer, and if you deem it to be the best answer, then you better teach your team that answer. At Journey Fitness, 3 times a week, group personal training, it's $177 a month, but I'm not going to tell you that. Actually, there's 3 different group personal training sessions. There's 2 different nutritional counseling sessions. That's 5 per week. That's 20 per month. When I divide 20 into 177, well, our most popular form of training is as low as $8 a session. Would you like to come in and check us out? I'm building value still. Build value. And that's a system. That's a scripted response. So it's a constant process. It's a constant process of deciding what works. That's innovation. We decided that we had an answer for the customer that just wants the price. We created something. And then we measured it. Every time we said that on the phone, they didn't just hang up and say, okay, I'm going to call Planet Fitness now. They said, oh, $8 a session. Why don't I come in? So that's called quantification. And then we orchestrated it. We said, everybody, if you get this question and if you get this pushy customer, this is what you have to say. That was orchestration. Okay? Here's another example of orchestration. Anybody want to tell me how they answer the phone at their place? Anybody? Come on, there you go. John. Okay, that's good, right? He announces the place, he announces who he is, he sounds enthusiastic. What if John added to that, and who am I speaking with? If he added to that, he automatically gets the customer's name. Okay? And now you're excited, right? Because they heard about this place that you're excited about. You're proud of it. So how about the next step? How did you hear about us? Now we got a referral source. Does it make sense where we're spending our money? Okay, because we start learning that. And then we offer that free fitness consultation, so we need to send them a confirmation. And so we ask them for their email so that we can send them that confirmation of their appointment. And then how about a phone call in case I have any problem with the email? So what did I just do? In a single phone script that I can now orchestrate for everybody to use, I collected a lot of valuable information. I got name, I got email, I got phone number, got all kinds of things going on in that phone script. That phone script is free. That's yours. It's in your manual. You guys might want to use it. There's even a $10,000 question in there, a $100,000 question in there, depending on how many times you ask it. And that is there anybody that you'd like to bring with you? How about that? People like to train in groups nowadays. Why not ask them to bring somebody with them? If they say 1 out of 10 times, if they say, 10 times out of 100, yes, you're asking a good question. So here's a point on orchestration. Some of you are thinking right now, oh, man, if I give people scripts, I don't want to treat my people like robots, right? I don't want them to be robots. It's not a robotic process. Anybody that comes to work at your place should be experiencing the thrill of apprenticeship. I like what Greg has done in his business so well that I want to learn to be like Greg. I want to learn his systems. So you're just telling the system, this is how we answer the phone. This is how we train people. This is how we freeze our towels and hand them out at the end, whatever the case may be. So it's the thrill of apprenticeship. And when a person is on the team long enough that they can add value, it's okay if they say, hey, guys, I don't think that we're doing it the best way. Here's another way. If they say that, you should welcome it. But here's another point. Here's another point. Think about this for a second. If that person that decides that they disagree with the way things are being done does not gain the popular vote, if that person does not gain the deciding vote, if they don't change the system, then they still have to support how the team does it. You got to watch out for these people that decide that they want to still have the discretion to do it their way because they think their way is better. Here's one for you. Here's a quote, Michael Gerber quote, I believe. Discretion is the enemy of orchestration. Discretion is the enemy of orchestration, okay? Each person having their own way to do it, you'll never have a systemized business. So here's the take home. The take home is this. It's never over. The business development process is all about going places like this mentorship, perform better idea, learning what the next big thing is, getting a feel, getting the pulse of your customers, creating, that's the innovation, quantifying, seeing if they like it, and then orchestrating things so that they're still getting more and more things. Our mentor, Todd Durkin, he taught me this. He said, who we are is a gift. And I had this funny way of thinking about things, and it really resonated with me one day when he said it on the phone. He says, that's a gift that you like to think about systems so much. Well, I say that because you're all here, you all have a gift, you're action takers. And Todd has a word of the week, a word of the year, but I'd like to challenge you. I'd like to challenge you for your word to be phenomenal. Don't just go out there and have a hamburger stand. Build something that could be a hamburger empire. Build something like that, like McDonald's. I want to play you a quick little snippet right here.
I got a simple question for you. Here's the question. Do you believe that one day you're not going to live in the world that was given to you? That's right, but you are going to actually live in the world that you dream of. You got to make every single second count. You got to go in the future and see it, baby, and you got to come back in the present. And you got to take that big goal, that big dream, that big reality. That's what I said. You got to take that big reality, and we got to take small steps and make it manageable to making your dreams become a reality. Think big, dream big, but start small. That's right, start small. Remember what I told you, start where you are with what you have, because what you have is plenty.
That the biggest enemy you have to deal with is yourself. There's an old African proverb that says, if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm.
You don't have to personally be perfect. Are you hearing me? There are those of you right now, you should have cut a CD. You should have wrote a book. You should have got in school and got that degree. You should have started your own business. There's so many things you should have done. You should have done, but you didn't do it because you're scared. You believe that you said scared of what? I ain't scared. You are scared. You are scared. You're scared of failure. You're scared to make a mistake. You're scared that you're not perfect. And I'm telling you today, you ain't got to be perfect. Are you hearing what I'm saying? You don't have to be perfect to get what you want, to do what you want, to have what you want, to be what you want. You don't have to be perfect. It's a lie.
There it is, guys. I'll tell you, I'll never forget the day. It was November 23rd, 2 days after Thanksgiving. My house in the last year had been flooded to the second floor. We didn't have insurance, so we were fixing our house paycheck to paycheck. And on November 23rd, I was fired. I was the chief operations officer for 4 fitness centers. I had become more of the face of the business than the owner had, and that wasn't something that he wanted anymore. And I was fired at the worst time. I was fired at the holidays. I live in a suburban area. There wasn't like a ton of fitness centers to go knock on the door, so I had to make a decision. I had to decide, should I just go do something besides fitness? And I thought about that for about 10 seconds because I knew if I did anything besides fitness, it was going to be like spiritual suicide. So I made a decision to go all in. I made a decision. I got a landlord that would charge me rent after I moved in. I got a newspaper that would give me 30 days to pay for the ads that I had going on based on a little credit check. I had a high-risk company that charged a high interest rate that gave me the financing that I needed to buy my equipment. So I moved into 1,500 square feet and started doing my thing with 14 clients. And I'm proud to tell you guys that 350 clients later, and starting a second location, I'm proud to say that I made the right decision. You don't have to be perfect. You don't need to wait for the perfect circumstances to go out there and get what you want. Guys, I hope that this weekend and I hope that this presentation helps you to go out there and get what you want. You can have what you want. Thank you very much.
Great job, Travis. Hey, I'll take 1 or 2 questions for Travis on systems. That's rapid fire, systems in a nutshell. We talked about you always love systems. This man has systemized his business, is already going for growth. So questions, if you have anything on systems, how you do it. Now's a great time to.
So what is your training process when you hire someone? After you hire someone, how do you let them learn your system?
Great question, great question. Like Todd, we've learned to hire slow, and so we've now created a curriculum. Anybody that comes aboard is an intern. You don't get hired automatically and know that you have that position. You're an intern. For the next 4 weeks, you get a different piece of the system. Might be our nutrition this week, might be the way that we relate to people. Like Todd was talking about different stances. We go over that. That's another different week to our systems. We have an extraordinary trainer checklist. We want everything to happen in a system. In our session, we want everything to happen, but have you ever taken time to write down what those things are? Do you have a checklist? I want the customers to be called by name. I would like, if you have 5 stations, are your trainers supposed to make it to each station? Have you written it down? So they learn to do all these things in the intern process. And at the end, they take a test. Did they absorb 80% of what we do? And then, if they pass that test, if they've connected well with everybody, then they go on to that 90-day probationary period and working their way into like a secure position with our company.
1 or 2 more. You recommended one of the systems was a phone script. That's important for a business. What other systems would you recommend, like a manual of operations? What are the most important things that you recommend for any fitness business?
Yeah, the operations manual is number 1. This is what you need to do is your homework. Go home and start writing down everything that you do. Everything that you do in a day from open to close. When you open, is there a welcome screen that's turned on for your members? When you open, you check to make sure that certain things are in a certain order and that everything's in a clean and neat way. What else happens? What else happens when you open? Then what else happens during your training session? And if you weigh your clients in like we do, because we're primarily weight loss, how are they weighed in? What questions do you ask them? I mean, we ask them, what do you think you did right? What do you think you can do better? What do you want to set as a goal for next week? But If I ask them that, but I never told you who's working with me that that's what I ask them, then what are you asking them? You might just ask them, okay, thanks for coming in. Maybe you don't have any questions for them because I never taught you to have questions. So start writing down everything that you do, and that becomes your operations manual, from mission to core values to everything that happens in that workday. And then train everybody according to that operations manual, make it a living, breathing document, and then that way, when people come into your business, they will be trained to do things as you would want them done, and you can be here at this mentorship knowing that everybody's happy. Clients get the same thing. They get the pickle, lettuce, sauce, cheese on a sesame seed bun in 90 seconds or less, right? So operations manual, number 1.
Last question, here we go.
You obviously have great systems in place, and you're obviously a risk taker. What was the tipping point, the moment that hit you that it's go time? Time to go from number 1 to number 2. When did you know that that operations manual, that system that you have in place, we got it, we nailed it, we got A to Z, let's go and do number 2?
Okay. I would say that, although, I'm out there on my own now, it was actually the process of working for somebody else. I was in a corporate place. There was 11 physical therapy clinics, there was 4 fitness centers. And, we can learn from other people's mistakes, and we can learn from other people's success. I had actually taken time to write an operations manual for them, and there were things that I would never repeat. I'm not one to have gym members and this and that and so many different things that, people can't figure out what they want. I build our business on the Pareto principle. I have 35 people maxed out in a group training session that are paying me almost $200 a month. So they're paying me $7,000 a month for those 3 hours a week. I'm making about $600. I knew that in limited space, 5,000 square feet, I wanted to fill them up with those people. I don't want to make space for treadmills that people can walk on for $40 a month. So I started identifying those things early on, and I said, man, if I was ever to do this myself, I would cut this, I would do that. And so, sometimes what seems to be our worst curse can be our greatest blessing. When I was let go, I said, well, since I know I'm meant to be in fitness, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it right. I'm going to do it my way. And so my tipping point actually came even before I started, I would say.
Nice job, everybody. Round of applause for Travis.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.